All right. Good evening. Good. All right. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. Say that like 10 times fast. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. Happy... It's exciting. So I was actually preparing my turkey earlier, and I hope that you had done the same. If not, I hope you wake up really early and do it, because everything in life, you have a moment, right? And in that moment, you're required, or there's certain things that are just emblematic, like this signifies you. This is your representation. And when it comes to Thanksgiving, that's the turkey, right? Like, I'm the man of the household. We're having family over. Everyone is going to participate. They're going to bring this, and this. But at the end of the day, Thanksgiving lives and dies on the turkey. And what's pretty cool is I think I did a really, really fantastic job preparing it. So I'm happy. And now I just got to cook it properly tomorrow. But that's what I did. So it's Happy Thanksgiving Eve. I hope everyone did the same. And I know my fiance is home doing all the cooking for all the other stuff as we speak. Well, she's on this, so maybe she's just watching. Who knows, right? So we'll give it a minute. Let's let everyone get in. Totally cool. Get in. I will give it one more minute. Multitasking, she says. Multitasking, she says. All right. All right, cool. So it is Thanksgiving Eve, so let's not keep everyone too long, but we're not getting together tomorrow because it's Thanksgiving. You should be with your family. And more so than anything else, when running a business, right? And when trying to do something let's shut the music off. When trying to do something as so ambitious as, all right, you know what, let's change the world. It's very, very easy to constantly get overwhelmed by it, right? To do it every second, to eat with it, sleep with it, live with it, wake up with it, do it. And then it gets to a point where you actually burn yourself out. You actually say, oh my God, let me take a break. And it feels guilty to take a break, because I don't believe in taking a break while you're on your journey. You break when you finish it. But life is the journey. Everything from now till the end of life is the journey. Therefore, to identify one particular thing and say, okay, when I get there, I've made it, is quite foolish, because you're always moving to a bigger and bigger thing. Therefore, you must take a break at certain times to reflect on your progress and to refresh your vision of what you're going to do going forward. See, that's the part of taking a break that people don't ever seem to understand. And you only understand it when you get to a certain point that you've understood it by it being forced upon you, right? Like, you understand it by accident. And what I mean by that is, there have been many times in my life where I'm working, and I just am like, oh my God, that was too much. I'm done. I don't want to know it. And, much earlier in life. And what ends up happening is you take a day or two break. You refresh, you take a sleep, you go out on a date, you cook a meal, whatever. And like anything that you love, whether it's somebody you love or something you love, you're never able to forget it. You're never able to just pretend it never existed. So during that time that you're taking that break, your brain is actually recalculating and saying, okay, like an ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend or someone that you're thinking about breaking up with. All right, I don't like this about them. That's it, I'm done with them. Let me give it a day to cool off and see how I feel. Then a day goes by and you're like, well, actually, all right, I could break up with this person because I hate the way they snore. And I could conceivably find someone that does not snore. And then what? Right? Then you're back in the position that you're now exploring and learning all the new things you dislike. You see, uncertainty and surprises are much more frustrating than knowns, right? If I know a person snores and I know that's the only thing bad about them, well, then I can live with that person. I can love that person because I can accept that person. If I'm constantly moving on to the next person because I'm finding things I don't like, you end up being much, much older and alone. And at that point, nobody wants to be with you. It's the same thing with business, right? If you go ahead and you have your company and you are just pounding, and you never allow yourself that moment to say, okay, you know what? Let me take a step back and take that day to recalculate what I'm doing, to refresh, have a new refresh point of view. You never allow yourself to get back to that 100%, right? Yeah, no, absolutely, Justin. Yeah, I've been wondering where you were. In fact, I was actually emailing you and I was getting kicked back a little bit. So we have to catch up. But you need that moment to refresh, because if you're able to refresh for a day and you're able to recover from, say, 70% of your ability back to 100%, that 30% that you've added might be the 30% that puts you over the hump of what you're looking to do. Point being, and it sounds like Anthony's just going off on a bit of a rant here, but I promise you I'm not, that tomorrow, do not think about anything. Enjoy your family, enjoy your Thanksgiving, and then when we come back Friday, because I will be here Friday, because you're never going to keep me away for 2 days in a row. In fact, it feels like punishment to be away for 1 day, but it's Thanksgiving, and I just gave all the reasons I'm going to be away. We'll get back Friday, and we're going to think to ourselves and say, okay, because of this, now we have this, whether it's renewed energy, whether it's a new idea, new something. And along the lines of what's new. So I'm so super pleased to announce that we've hired a new teammate to the Rhino family today. Everyone will start getting to meet her next week. She is going to be Abigail's number 2. Everyone knows Abigail. She's like absolutely the most amazing person in the world. And so these individual, her name is Natalie, her skill set is for 10 years. She's been legend status with Wix. And I'm not making that up. Wix has different statuses of partnerships they have with people, the top one being legend. Meaning this individual, I guess I could say her name, it's not like a big secret. Natalie has the ability to create the highest level website that is conceivable, right? That's her ability. She's privy to all of the everything, right, that Wix has to offer. And Wix has many, many plans, and they offer a lot of things to a lot of people. But what Wix does is they reserve a certain level of ability to those partners that reach legendary status so that they can support their partners as their partners can then support them, right? Hey, if you work with these people, though, you're going to get the super duper duper stuff, which allows that person to have a higher accreditation. And then that person obviously is going to use that accreditation to service their clients. Their clients are going to say, oh my God, my site's amazing. Where'd you get it from? Oh, I work with Wix, which means it's a symbiotic relationship that allows those new clients to stay very loyal to those people. In fact, when I was in Boston, I was only in Boston once, and to this day, it's still my favorite city. I went and did a tour of Sam Adams. And I never really drank Sam Adams, but after taking the tour of Sam Adams and seeing how much care, like how much thought is in everything they do, I was like, I'm not really a beer drinker, but if I'm going to have a beer, I'll have a Sam Adams because, yeah, no, thanks, Art. I was like, why not have a Sam Adams? Because how much thought and care they put into it. And to that point, Sam Adams actually has individual contracts with all the different pubs in Boston where they make individual beers for that pub, right? So let's say pub ABC has their own unique Sam Adams lager or whatever that only they in the whole world can offer to their patrons. They cannot sell it in terms of bottles. It's on draft. They cannot sell it in any big batch. If you want that beer, you got to go to that pub and you have to order it there on draft. The point being, maybe you come across a beer that you're like, oh my God, this is fantastic. I have to go to that place. I'm going to go to that place forever. And you build that loyalty. Well, that's what Wix does with their legendary status members. And we are super pleased to say that we have one of them. How cool. I don't know why I keep saying that. I'm actually saying freaking, but I'm bleeping myself. And it looks like I'm saying something much worse, but I'm not. Now, how are we going to deploy this individual, right? Like, what is it that this individual is going to do? Well, I keep saying individual. We know her name, Natalie. Natalie works under Abigail. So Abigail's going to be able to delegate work off to Natalie. Hey, we're doing this, make sure this, and this. But more so than that, as it pertains to what our vision is, again, let's talk about what the platform is. The platform, very, very non-secretly, our goal is to change the world, right? So to change the world, you need to have an idea, have a business plan, have a level of proof, have a proof of concept, and then scale it, right? So you can get past all of this and be successful without ever changing the world. It's just a matter of if you can scale that success bigger and bigger and bigger to the point that it scales large enough that you're affecting change across demographics, nationalities, countries, continents, language barriers, genders, etc., right? To that point, what we want to do is create that first step to create the platform that allows non-businesses and businesses alike to be natural partners of each other. The way we're able to do this is identifying the number one problem of society or challenge, and also identifying the solution to it to be quite easy, to be quite simple, not easy. We believe the number one challenge is the wealth disparity, right? If you have 1% of the population owning 99% of all the goods and services, all the wealth, then by default, there's no way in God's green earth that they could have a fair existence with the other 99% that only own 1%, right? Have you ever gotten into like a debate or a negotiation where you have everything, right? Like say, for instance, I always bring things to relationships because I think people understand them. You and your boyfriend or you and your girlfriend are breaking up. They just keep picking their nose, and you just can't handle it anymore. And they come to you and say, but I love you, I've been with you, I do this for you, I do that for you. And all the while in your head, you're thinking to yourself, well, I have like $1 billion. I'm the best looking person in the world. I'm funny. Everyone likes me. I'm successful in my businesses. I loved you though, but you keep doing things I don't like. Therefore, I know my leverage. I know my worth. I know I'm the best thing that's ever happened to you because I have this, and this. Therefore, we're not on even anything anymore. Yeah, I know you cook for me, you do laundry for me, you love me, you're gonna love me so much. But realistically, you blew your shot. I'm bigger than you and I can get better than you. So away you go. And the point is, you have all the leverage in that conversation that you're not even playing fair anymore. You're not even saying, okay, well, you did make me eggs that day and I didn't make you eggs. Like if that person ever said to you, yeah, I do all this, but you don't even like tuck me in at night. You'd be like, tuck you in? I do this, and this. You think I need to tuck you in? And the point is, when you have all the leverage, you could be a good person and not use it. But when push comes to shove and you're not getting what you want, and it's do or die or life or death, you will use that leverage. The point being, if you allow only 1% of the world's population to have the leverage of 99% of the wealth, then there's no way they can ever get into a fair anything with the other 99% of the globe. And that is the seed that grows all of the discontent, all of the everything. Because if the 99% of the population from the beginning cannot be guaranteed that their upward mobility is based on their own merits, that they have a fair shot at opportunity, that their gender isn't a problem, that their race isn't a problem, that their sexual orientation is not a problem, that their language isn't a problem, then there's no way for them to have a level of success. There's no way for them to ever reach their potential. And the most frustrating thing about working your hardest for something and not getting it based on something outside of your control is it builds a level of discontent and frustration. What am I even doing this for? Why am I even trying anymore? This is all nothing, isn't even worth it. You know what? F them. I'm going to go about myself, right? Okay. Then this frustration kicks in and then your neighbor comes up to you and they're like, yeah, can you believe it? Me too. And you're like, whoa, listen, I work 10 times harder than you. You're this, and this. And then the media is also saying to you, oh, well, if your neighbor says this, you're this. And all the while they're separating everyone by racial barriers, by gender barriers, by religious barriers, by health, by this, by that. And the point is, if you don't ever have the ability, because remember, like people that do, like the wackadoo in whatever state that decided to drive through people walking and celebrating Christmas and doing a parade, why did he do that? You know, you can ask yourself, why did the person do it? And we may never know the answer. I can't read his mind. I didn't get a chance to talk to him. I see a really bad rap sheet. I see that he's a bad person. Well, that he did bad things. I don't know him to say he's a bad person. I could say what he did was really bad, but I don't know why he did it. Is it possible that somebody can have so much frustration from knowing that they have no opportunity, or that they have so much frustration from knowing that they're going to have to do 100 times more than their neighbor who has it easy? And when they try to figure a reason that to be true, they're bombarded with media telling them, well, that's true because you're a girl, you're a man, that's a girl, or no, you're a girl and that's a man, or you're white and they're black, or they're black and you're white, or they speak French and you speak Spanish. Because you can't figure it out. Why am I not able to do what I want to do when I work off to do it? Well, maybe that is true. Maybe it is because I'm Chinese, all right? Maybe it is true. Maybe it is because I'm a woman, or maybe it is because I identify as a man. You know what? I hate everyone that puts me in this position. And the point is, if I had something, when you're in that position, you have nothing left to lose, right? The life that you're living, you instinctually believe it's because it's being given to you, because you can't live that life because it got taken from you. Therefore, if that life got taken from you, and it can be taken from you, and you can't take it back, then the life that you're living is so mediocre that no one wants to take it from you. And the only time that people want to take it from you is when they're your peers. Oh yeah, Joni did this, or Bill did that, or I'm going to go copy their business, or I'm going to rat them out. Or so you start having the community members fighting amongst themselves because they're at a level that they all want to get up here, but they can't because that's been taken from them. So they start trying to eat each other to get up there, which means communities and neighborhoods are just not nice places anymore. But I believe, and it's my personal opinion, that I believe that if everyone in the world was offered the same opportunity and everyone in the world was able to achieve upward mobility based on the merits of their ability and merits of their skill, that they were able to have that opportunity, that if they worked harder than the person next to them, then they would have something to lose because they know that the life they want is attainable. It is possible. They can do it, and they can do it fairly. They could compete fairly, that it cannot be just taken from them. Therefore, when they make a decision to go drive through a bunch of people, they say, you know what? If I do this, I will lose this. Therefore, I'm not going to do that. The person that drove through all those people, I don't know what the F the person was thinking, but I can imagine a world where someone believes that everything they do, everyone's operating against them, that they cannot catch a fair shake at anything, that they see their mother and father had it bad, they see their neighbors having it bad, they see drugs, they see overdose, they see death, and then they're exposed to a media that tells them everything in their life sucks, that they need them to get through it, and that you know what? Actually, don't even try to do anything because you're black, which means white people rule you, or you're Chinese and this person, or don't even bother because you have no shot at it. Just sit there. You have no shot. You have no shot. You have no shot. You have no shot. At some point, someone says, you know what? Watch this. Can I understand that level of frustration? Sure. Can I agree with what that person did? Never. Right? Like, can you understand why someone did something without ever agreeing that they did it? And when you're able to reach that point, you're able to start understanding and operating within this world. Because if you cannot separate understanding someone and agreeing with someone, then you are left to being completely dominated and owned by anyone that wants to dominate or own you. Because they can disseminate a message to you. And as long as they can get you to either agree or understand, then they could couple those two together and assume that you could, if you agree, you understand. And if you understand, you agree, right? All right. Hitler in 1940 said this about the Jews, and they were taking all the businesses, and they did this, and this, and this. Can't you understand why he's mad at them? Yeah, I can understand that. So then you obviously agree with what he did, right? I guess I do. Do you see how easy it is to manipulate people if you can't understand the difference between understanding and agreeing? And I believe that comes from education. I believe that comes from the number one source in people is believing that they have an opportunity, that their life, that their destiny is in their own hands. Without that, I don't think anything else matters. So that's what we are. That's who we are. How do we go ahead and solve that? How do we tackle that? And a lot of people could say, well, this economy is not really working for everyone fair, right? I think that's pretty simple. If you have 1% of the population that owns 99% of the wealth, then in this economy, it's not working for everyone fairly. Do you understand that? Yes. Do you agree with that? Yes. Now, can you understand and agree? Of course, but they're not mutually exclusive, right? I understand the sentence and I agree with the sentence. And since I'm able to go ahead and disseminate the difference between understanding and agreeing, if they're both coupled in the same sentence, then we have something to work with. I understand this and I agree with this. How am I going to change it? Okay. Well, an economy, a global economy is pretty big, right? Like there's 7 billion people in the globe. The global economy is like $500 trillion. I don't think that we can go ahead and tackle that today. I don't think anyone can tackle that today. I think in tackling that, it is a process. You have to do this, to 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 this. And I believe that if you're even 1% successful, then you're a multi-quadrillionaire, right? Because if you're a multi-billionaire, if you're able to solve the global economy by even 1%, and the global economy is 500 trillion, 1% is 5 trillion, right? So I think if you could solve the global economy by 1%, you're a trillionaire. If you could solve the global economy by 0.1%, you're a billionaire. If you could solve the global economy by 0.001%, you're a million, right? So these are how these numbers work out. So how can we go ahead and start to build and start to solve the global economy? Well, one, you would have to say, okay, this is the global economy. This is what it is. This is what it does. Okay. I need to go ahead and create something that competes with this so that I can create an alternative that gives people choice. And if my alternative is better, then people will choose me. Okay. Well, what are you going to do that's going to create that alternative? What is your alternative that's so different than what they're doing? Okay. Well, I believe that business and non-business are natural partners. I believe that every business owner is another business's customer. I believe that population is the most powerful thing in the world, not wealth. Okay, those are my beliefs. Now, like any game that's ever been played, when somebody wins by 1 million to 0, they can't win anymore, which means there has to be a new game played, or they have to give something back, right? So let's say the Chicago Bulls are playing the New York Knicks. I'm going to make this example because the Chicago Bulls are really good and the New York Knicks are always terrible, except they beat the Lakers last night, but LeBron James wasn't playing. That's a story for another day. Okay. So Michael Jordan's playing and the Bulls are up against, right, Justin? And the Bulls are beating the Knicks. They're up 1,000 to, actually, let's use these numbers. They're up 99 to 1, right? They have 99% of the points and the Knicks only have 1 point. Okay, cool. Now, when you win, do you get like 2 wins if you win a game? No, you won the game. So you get 1 win. Do we believe that the Knicks are going to come back being down 99 to 1 and it's, let's say the 4th quarter, right? It's towards the end of the game. They played a long time. No. So what are the Knicks going to do? What's left for them? They either roll over and say, okay, you won, like enough, get out of here, game over. Or they get really frustrated and say, you know what? Yeah, you might have won, but watch this. Now you won and you have a black eye, so go kick rocks. Right? Or do they say, okay, let's just play it fairly, and the next time we play them, we learned what they do, and let's go do it better next time. So we get a couple more points. Now, any one of those options are feasible. In fact, you could probably have all 3 of those options. All things are possible. Well, the first option is called slavery, right? You just roll over and let them do whatever they want with you. The second option of punching them in the face is called a revolution. Do you not want to take it anymore? You want to go fight them. The third option is in building something better, right? And that's what we want to do. So we believe that when a team or when anyone has that much of an advantage, there's nothing more for them to gain. Therefore, when 1% of the population has 99% of the wealth, do they become more powerful by having 99.1% of the wealth? Do they become more powerful by having 99.5% of the wealth? Do they? In fact, one can make the argument that if they get to 99.5% of the wealth, then people really are like scared of revolution. And that gets voted through Congress, new people get put into office, then you go ahead and have these excessive taxes on the wealthy and it gets brought back to the people, but then Congress takes their cut along the way. The point is there's nothing left to be gained by the 1% owning any more than 99%. And not that they won't try, but there's no more power to be gained. Therefore, where's the power? Like, what can the 1% do to become more powerful? They can't. There's nothing left. And if you say answers like, oh, well, they could go enslave people, they could do this, they could do that. Yeah, sure they could, but are we talking about a world going into a Mad Max Armageddon type scenario? Are we talking about a world going into slavery? Or because I don't think we're talking about that stuff, right? They can if you let them, right? I think the world is quite civilized. Like you got a lot of bad apples, and I think the 1%, and Biden says, oh my God, yeah. I think the 1% is actually quite vulnerable. In fact, I'm going to say something that might make you guys heads pop. I think the 1% is really uncomfortable. It's like the mafia, right? When you're the mafia, you don't want to be known as the mafia. You don't want everyone knowing you're the mafia. But that will happen if you're successful. You can be a victim of your own success, right? So I'm part of the mafia. And this is a make-believe. I don't know if anyone wants to just steal that one clip and then, I have a problem, right? This is all a make-believe. I'm creating the mafia, right? Okay. So I'm going to find ways to steal things from other companies. Let's find some bad apples, right? That company, that business, I don't like that business. I don't like, I'm going to go loot from them because I know they've been taking advantage of it. Okay, so I got some money. And then those people do drugs and those are the drug dealers. So I'm going to tell those drug dealers that they now work for me, or I'm going to shoot them and bring in my own drug dealers. Okay, so I'm collecting money. All right, well, I want more money. So now what do I do? All right, I'm going to start stealing cars. I'm going to grand theft larceny, or grand larceny, whatever, right? Grand auto theft. Isn't there a word for this? Anyway, I'm going to start doing that and I'm going to sell it off for pieces somewhere else. Okay, cool. That's going good. Well, I want to become bigger. Well, people in the community now see that I have money. They also see I don't have a job. They're starting to wonder, how is Anthony driving this Maserati when he doesn't have a job? Okay. So now I go to other businesses and I say, hey, listen, guys, hey, and I can make an Italian joke because I'm Italian, so I don't want to hear it. Hey, you know something? Those businesses, actually my accent's terrible. Those businesses that went under and got things stolen from them, got stolen because they didn't have protection. I don't know who did it, but I'll offer you protection. In fact, if you go ahead and pay me $100 a week, I can promise your business will never get touched. But if you don't pay me $100 a week, maybe, I don't know what happens to your business. So you start collecting more money. Okay, cool. Now what happens? Everyone in the community, because of your success in getting to your goals, knows you're a mafia. And what happens when everyone knows you're mafia? Well, the biggest value in being mafia is that nobody knows. They can't catch you because it's illegal. Therefore, they know you're mafia. They get together. They go to the police. They then wire you and they videotape you and then they send you to jail, right? You were a victim of your own success. You got too big and you went to jail. The same thing with the 1%. they're actually quite vulnerable and they're uncomfortable because the more money that they collect, the more money that other people don't have. And when you take money away, like, I'd rather give people money out of my pocket than for them to have no money. Because when you give people something, they have something to defend. Okay, I'm getting money from Anthony, therefore let me not piss Anthony off. Now, that loyalty cost me money. But did it? Because if I don't give them money and they have nothing, then they say, Anthony has money, let's go attack him. So what's my life worth? What's my safety worth? Is it worth the amount of money that I give them? It is. Welcome to Congress. Welcome to government. Welcome to the Democratic Party. That's how they keep their people in line. They go ahead and just give people stuff so they keep them in line. What the 1% knows, though, is by them just taking more and more and more, now these people that have nothing or having very little crumbs are congregating and they're saying, hey, listen, we want more. They have it. Bernie Sanders, AOC, Elizabeth Warren. Hey, let's go after the rich. Let's go after the rich. Nobody says let's go after the rich when they have their own money, right? So if somebody has, let's say someone's net worth is, let's say someone's yearly income is 50,000. That's a respectable income. 50,000 allows them to support a family, to work hard, to put food on the table, to do homework with their kids, and to invest their life in their kid with the belief that their kid is going to do something great. Therefore, the parent's life was worth something. Fine. That's all well and good. Now, let's say someone's yearly income is only 25,000. 25,000 is not enough to do any of that stuff. In fact, 25,000 is enough to live in your parents' basement. And by living in your parents' basement, now you're left to them checking in. What time did you come in? Did you put the milk back in the fridge? You didn't make your bed. You go to work. Maybe your car tire popped. You don't have the money to do it. You're late. Your boss yells at you because you have a very mediocre position to begin with. You're frustrated all day. You go ahead and let it out by going to the bar afterwards. You get a shot, a beer, happy hour. You talk to the other miserable people that are living miserable lives. And now your life is actually quite dangerous because you don't really feel like you have anything to lose. In fact, you're just living because you're alive. Therefore, if an opportunity came to congregate with others like you and say, they got it, let's go attack them, you would. Well, welcome to every peaceful protest that's happened so far, right? That's the difference, 25,000 and 50,000. So if you were a trillionaire or a billionaire, what would you prefer citizens have? 25,000, where they're going to go ahead and wish that they could kill you off with your head. They want to tax you. They hate you. They spit on you. They're willing to go ahead and blow up your cars. Or that the citizens have 50,000. And now they're just peacefully going about their own lives. They don't care about yours because they're investing in their own family. The point is the 1% know that the 99% have too little. They're wildly uncomfortable. But how do they give money to the other 99%? There's no mechanism to do it. What are they going to do? Allow Congress to tax them? Well, if somebody's making $100 billion and you tax them an additional 1%, you're taxing them $1 billion. If their company's making $1 trillion, 1% is $10 billion. That's a lot of money. Where does that money go? Does it even go to the constituents? Does it go to the citizens? Well, no, it goes through Congress. Do you ever look at a congressman's salary? Like, do you ever wonder why the media never reports that Nancy Pelosi makes like $800,000 a year? Or that Dr. Fauci is the #1 most paid government worker at $470,000 a year? Does anyone ever stop and say, Dr. Fauci is famous because of COVID? Dr. Fauci gets paid $470,000. Dr. Fauci is only going to get paid that amount of money if his skill set is required. Therefore, it's probably in Dr. Fauci's interest that COVID be a thing. Wow, couldn't believe that, right? Before I get off on a tangent. So the 1% are in a position, Fauci got famous off AIDS. Yeah. When was the last time you heard about AIDS? I know he got famous off AIDS in the 1980s, but AIDS aren't a thing. Like, people still have it, but it's not a pandemic. Therefore, Dr. Fauci is not going to get paid $470,000 because he was the man with that that was the face of AIDS 30 years ago, right? Or 40 years ago, whatever it is. Now COVID is here and he's the face of COVID, right? So it's in his best interest to keep COVID around. Anyways, the point of what I'm trying to say is, therefore, the 1% have a real problem. They are seeing the 99% losing more and more of their wealth. They're seeing the 99% get more and more frustrated, but they don't have the ability to inject them with money. In fact, the only thing they could do is run their businesses. And because their businesses are all global, like stock market businesses, they're global companies, they have to run it in the interest of the shareholders, or else they get voted out of their positions. So a company can't actually even say, all right, we're going to double the minimum wage across the board because we make all this money and we think it's responsible to give back some of it. No, in fact, they have to, they can't do that, or else they'll get voted out. The stock will tank, their net worth will tank. Do you know what happens when, for instance, Elon Musk, I think, is worth $130 billion, some crazy number, because his wealth is in his stock. If Elon Musk said, hey, listen, I want to double the minimum wage of everyone in the company, or triple the minimum wage, or I want to just give everyone $1,000, let's say the stock goes down 50%, right? Okay. Stock going down 50% means his net worth goes down 50%. Well, if you're worth 130 billion and you go down 50%, you just lost $65 billion. To do what? To go ahead and give $1 billion away, you lose 65 billion. So the structure is completely set up that the 1% cannot actually even help the 99%. It's impossible. There's too much stuff in between that. So how can you go ahead and create an economy that competes? Well, you could simply say that because of this stuff in between, that it's completely unfair for anyone in the 99%. And you could say, then the only way the 99% could prosper is by the 99% supporting the 99%, because the 1% cannot. Therefore, the 99% have to step up and say, listen, I need help, you need help, let's help each other. And when you help each other, that 99% can speak to the 99%. When there's 99% of the population in the globe that is your market, that is those that you can speak to, are those that are receptive to your message, and are those that would mobilize to support and be a part of your message, now you have the ability to really create something. So how do you do that, right? So if you identify the difficulty that most people have is income, well, how do you get more income? You create a business, and you create a successful business. Well, if you don't have a successful business now, it stands to reason that you might not have the skill set or the tools to do so. Therefore, you're not short on labor, you are your own person. You're not short on motivation, you are your own person. But you might be short on a level of expertise or resources around you. Okay, what would happen if you had those resources? Well, you would have an on paper successful business, right? But now you need customers, you need an audience. Well, what would happen if you were given that audience, if you were given those customers? Well, now you would be a successful business owner. And being a successful business owner allows you to come into a level of money that allows you to hire employees. And it also allows you to patronize other businesses because you have more discretionary income. It allows you to invest in your family because you have money to send them to better schools. Therefore, in creating an environment that the 99% can all be successful, you are then creating generational change, right? Which could change the world because you're giving actual opportunity to people. Because here's the thing, when we're talking about 99% of the population, if 99% of the population created an economy together, what's the real economy? Is it the 1% economy or the 99% economy? In fact, that question is a very simple answer to it. It's the 99%. Because if 99% vote yay and 1% vote nay, well, then the yays have it. Therefore, the power in this globe to make any changes in the population. So how do you bring the population together to go ahead and affect that that change? Well, you create your own little platform, your own little universe, right? So what Rhino does and what the Rhino platform is created to do is to welcome everyone on board and to go ahead and allow everyone to graduate to being a successful business owner without any money out of their pocket. Because the Rhino platform has the resources to go ahead and build you your company. And the way that we're able to do that is, okay, you come on to Rhino and you're just a regular member. Great, cool. By then, actually, let's do the screen share so we can actually walk you through how this works. Okay. I know I'm on Zoom. Okay, cool. So let's do this. Go to, actually, someone today, actually it was Anthony last night. So let's go to DuckDuckGo. We want to go to distributive marketing. Hey, look at that, number 2. I'll take it all day and twice on Sunday. All right, cool. So let's make this really big. Let's move this away. Okay. So here's the Rhino platform. Now, Rhino University is the mechanism that every person should be a part of. It is the #1 resource every person should be a part of. And in saying that, we need to do a better job streamlining it, right? So we do these meetings every single night, not only for your benefit, but for ours as well, because when I'm speaking about what we're doing, it helps to be able to have an audience that I'm able to say, okay, well, this doesn't actually make any sense. If this is what the platform is, then why isn't this front and center, right? So we're going to make Rhino University front and center. So Rhino University allows, and this is a tutorial of what it is, but it allows any business or any person to go ahead and submit a business idea. So let's say Mike is part of the 99%. He's frustrated. He has not been able to go ahead and get any business going. He buys shiny objects. Things just keep failing. But he really, really is quite skillful in, I don't know. He's skillful in identifying good music, right? He believes that he could be his own agency. He believes that if he had the ability to operate as the head of an agency, he could have a clear eye for talent, and that those good artists, he could identify and say, you're really good. Let's go ahead and amplify your brand because we believe people would buy your music. Therefore, he believes he could run a music agency. Okay. That's a really ambitious task. Like, I want to run a music agency. But the beautiful part about that is that's doable. Why can't you? The only reason you wouldn't be able to run a music agency is because A, you don't have the resources to do it, and B, you don't have the means or the audience to do it for. You would need to have a most amazing website. You would need to have reach. You would need to have people that are artists know who you are. You would have to have them submitted to you, and you'd have to have an audience that you're then able to recommend it to, that then buy it, that then they have the ability to go ahead and listen to it and share it with other people. That would be really ambitious. So let's say my name is Anthony, which it is. Why do I always do that? Okay. My last name is Calashone. My email is anthonycalashone@rhinoresearchllc.com. My personal phone number is 732-865-6000. My business is Rhino Research. My business website is rhinoresearchllc.com, which actually I don't think I've ever showed anyone, but that site I now have going directly to this site, so it's not a big deal. My business phone number, 732-865-6000, right? Because I only operate my cell phone. Current or future, it's a future business. I would like to be the head of a music agency. I think I have an ear for talent. And I think if given the opportunity, I would be the most motivated and passionate business owner ever. Please, please, please. Right? Cool. I'm not a robot. Traffic lights. All right. Submit. Cool. Now, what ended up happening is I received that submission. That submission comes directly to me through my email. It's in my active campaign email segments, blah, blah, blah. Now, in doing so, I then go ahead and receive that and say, wow, this is pretty cool. I would love to know more about this person. I then reach out to you. Okay, this is the business you like. Great. Well, what would it look like? Great. Well, what would you charge? Great. How does it work? Okay, great. And we would have that conversation. All right, let's go ahead and make you a website. Okay, great. Now we make you your website for your business, and where does it go? Rhino Marketplace. So what you'll see is we have 6 already set up. Oh, this is David. David, I spoke to him the other day. He's amazing. Anyway, actually, you know what? So this is almost done, but I'll show you, and this is pretty cool. So we go ahead and set you up your site, and now your site is on Marketplace. Okay, great. This is what your company does. These are the things that you're doing. Let's go to your website. All right, well, this one actually opens in a day and 12 hours. That's pretty cool. I want to be notified when this opens, actually. Cool, thanks for notifying me. So that's Revive Infusions. Now, what did we effectively do, right? You have an idea, we made you your site, we then put it on our marketplace. Okay, well, Ann, who goes to the marketplace, right? Like, what does that even mean? This doesn't look like that great. There's only 6 companies here. Yes, because we just launched last week, right? So this is actively building. So as this gets much, much larger, this page we're going to put much, much work into it, where we're going to have its own search bar. It'll have its own company of the day. It'll have its own special deal of the day. It'll have its own stuff. And also, because I'm live with you every day, I'm going to be mentioning one of the companies, recommending them, walking you through. We'll go through the sites. Maybe people will like them. In fact, these lives cannot be me every single day. Maybe we start having on Mondays, one of our business owners comes on and we go ahead and give them an interview and talk, right? All of these things would then take those business owners that have originally just had an idea and amplify them pretty large. Okay, well, how large does that amplify them? Because if it's not in front of a lot of people, what does it really matter? Good call. So what you would then say is it needs to be in front of an audience. It needs to have engagement. We need to be doing it in front of people. Okay, cool. Let's go to Rhino Coin. Actually, I think we could show traffic, right? So let's see what we got here. All right. So Lead Dino is our affiliate system. And what you'll see is this month, our site has had 5,736 viewers, visitors. That's pretty good. This month has been 24 days, and that means we're averaging what? Almost 200 people a day. That's really good. Now, is that number super duper large? No, but look where it's trending. That's pretty good. When that line's going up, that's a good thing. So why do I mention that? Okay, so let's go back to the site. So we have a coin. It's called Rhino Coin. And I'm going to show you something first before I get into the coin. So we're the only company ever that's foolish or wise enough to publish our balance sheet of the coin. And this gives you all the projections of everything that it is, right? This is weekly, the weeks, what's the average traffic to the websites on a weekly basis, how many people are registered to the webinar, these are the calls that we're doing, what are the number of members on the platform, what are the numbers of businesses on the platform, and so forth and so forth and so forth. Now, what you'll find, because we just launched last week, is how many people was our average traffic daily to our website? 83. This week it's already 275. How many people were registered for the webinar last week? 185. It's already 204. These numbers are all going up. Now, what do we project those numbers to be? Well, we believe that the number could grow 15% per week. Okay, let's take a look at week 112. That means we'd have 1.2 billion people that visit our website on a monthly basis. Now, if you had a company that had 1.2 billion eyeballs of organic traffic, how would you do? You'd probably do quite good. Now, what if you were a company that was on this platform and the platform was actively supporting you, including you in the emails, highlighting you, interviewing you, speaking about you, because they had such an active audience that they were able to actively recommend you. What's more than that is, what if that audience was you? You see, we're not recommending or introducing you to an audience that is just like Joe Blows down the street. Everyone in this platform is here for the same exact reason. We're all part of the 99%. We're all coming on, all looking to either megaphone our existing business or develop a new business. We're all looking to grow on our platform. This platform is owned by all of us. Well, Ants, I don't feel like I own it. Well, that's where the coin comes in. Because this platform will be transacting exclusively in Rhino coin by January 2013. At that point, what's the value of the coin, right? Well, you would have to know how many members are on the website, on the platform, what's the adoption, what's the transactions, what's the transaction volume, what's the demand ratio, how many people own the coin, what's the growth rate. These are things that you would need to know that coin value, or to at least be able to project it. Well, look what we have. Members on the platform, traffic, webinar members, how many businesses, how many transactions, what's the transaction volume, how much coin is in the hands of our members, how much coin is purchased by investors, what is the literal weekly transaction volume or the value of the coin, what's the demand ratio, what's the 3 months projected growth rate. Therefore, what's the value of the coin? Okay, weekly transactional volume divided by Rhino coin supply of 1 billion, then multiplied by projected demand ratio, Rhino coin monthly member disbursement plus Rhino coin weekly purchase trend divided by total supply, then multiplied by 3 month growth rate in a weekly transactional volume. Anthony, what the? Two things. One, you could reread that yourself and you could say, okay, let me actually digest what that was said. And or two, all right, we know what we're doing here. This is not just like built, this wasn't written on a cocktail napkin. This is actually as large of an opportunity as one could ever have. Because what you'll also understand is, let's X this out. How did I get here? I'm on my website, distributivemarketing.com. I clicked this. This is open to the entire globe. This is in view only. Anyone at any point could go look at our numbers, which means we're totally accountable to our projections. And you want to see something even cooler? So for those that are on with me every night, you know what I'm about to do. And week 112, the projected value of Rhino coins 132,000 before we touch this week, because this number was projected to end the week at 400, right? Or 460, one of the two. Now, because we're not ending the week, it's only Wednesday, this number's continually gone higher. In fact, those that are on our call last night know that this number was 245. Now it's 257 because this number continues to go up. More members keep coming on the platform. And I'll share with you how they get on the platform. But what this number now says is that by week 112, the projected value of Rhino coin is only $41,000. So let's stay with 41,000, right? If it's only 41,000, God bless. But mind you, this week's not over, so that number's going to go higher. So let's actually play that game, right? So remember this number, 41,673. Okay. So this week, 257 so far. Let's say we have like a gangbuster week. By the end of the week, we have 500 members, right? Look at all these numbers change. Let's do that again. See these numbers. Don't memorize any one because your brain will go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but just absorb the sheets. They all change. let's go to that number. What is Rhino Coin going to be worth week 112 if we get 500, or what's the path is it on to be worth if we have 500 members by the end of this week? 156,000. Why did that number jump so much? Two things. One, every number is calculated based on the number before it. This is one sheet of dominoes. Every domino leads to the next one. We're able to project exactly what's going to happen. But secondly, because if we're Rodgar, how do I do that, right? So let's go to chat, I think. No, I think if I go to my participants, I could see who raised their hand. So, Robert, why don't you actually just type in the chat? And I'll answer whatever your question is live in front of everyone, right? So before I do that, well, while you're doing that, I'm going to continue. So what we can see is that if this number, the growth rate is 15% week on week, well, then if it's 500 here, you're compounding 15% week over week over week for 112 weeks, which is why that number grows so large. And if that number gets larger, then there's more businesses, which means there's more transactions, which means there's more transactional volume, blah, 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 blah. So how does this number go higher, right? How does that number increase? Well, a couple of different ways. One, our email campaign, everyone receives it, but actually we send out 90, as of now, 104,000 emails a day. Of those 104,000 emails, we have only 200 registered for our meetings. We believe that number is going to continue to move up. Also, we have the most amazing partnership program. So what you'll find if you go to Rhino Partners is that you can become a partner of Rhino. This will go ahead and allow you and give you 50 Rhino coin per month, every single month that you're a part of Rhino, that you're a partner of Rhino. And sorry, I hear someone yelling. It'll also allow you to refer other people, right? So I was already, let me see something. Oh, I can update it. All right, so copy link. So I got to double check with Abigail because I wanted it, I didn't want to make additional referrals, like everyone that's part of the affiliate is already a part of the affiliate. But I don't know if this now means that you have to do it again, because what we wanted to do was now I could copy this link and I give it to my friend, right? So actually, let me go incognito. And I'm going to give this link to my friend. Now, my friend has the opportunity to sign up for the webinar. Because I say to my friend, oh my God, you have to go on, the webinar is great. Let me use an email that I don't think is in the system yet. I don't want to do that because I think it might kick me off here. But the point of the story is that if I were to join that webinar, I would now have an affiliate, like I would have a lead, I would have a reward, I'd have a rewardable action. So let's see how that works, right? So 53 affiliates. Now, let's see. 30 commission 3. So I just have to actually organize this a little bit because it's confusing me. But the point of the story is, and the confusion aside, the point of the story for you is by clicking to become a Rhino partner, you will then receive 10 coin for every single person that does go ahead and fill out the information for the webinar, which means, hey, Mike, you have to come on to the meeting. You'll meet this guy, Anthony. It's part of Rhino. You'll understand exactly what's going on here. Here's the sign up. Once that person signs up, 10 additional coin come from you. So in bonusing and in rewarding our entire ecosystem to go ahead and get the word out, we're giving you coin and we're growing it that way. Also, we have our Facebook ads going, which we started this week, and we're only doing $10 a day. So let's see how it's working out, right? So what you'll find is we're paying 35 cents per link click. And what the ad actually is, quick background, the Rhino platform is its own digital economy, meaning every business owner is another's customer. Our community actively supports all new businesses and business ideas because every member is given ownership of the entire platform, hence the Rhino coin. Please just join our call tonight. It'll all become super clear. Notwithstanding that, I probably just confused everyone, but let's continue. This sign up button is the webinar sign up that I just showed you, meaning the 35 people that clicked this today all went to the sign up page for the Zoom webinar, which means how many of them do you think they read the ad? They know exactly where the button's sending them. It says join our call tonight. They press the button, it goes to join the call tonight. How many people actually go ahead and opt in? Well, around 40 to 50%, right? So we believe that let's let this run. Look, it's above average, it's above average. As far as Facebook ads go, we're kicking butt. Let's let that run. Let's let it learn who our customers, who our demographic is. And then by next week, we're going to raise this $10 a day to $100 a day, which is really going to pour gasoline on our platform. Also, we have Twitter ads, right? Now, the Twitter ads are the same exact thing as the Facebook ads, same copy, same everything. What we found is we have 81 link clicks for $20 spent, which is 25 cents per link click. So on Facebook, it's costing us 35 cents. On Twitter, it's costing us 25 cents, which is actually pretty good. So 81 plus 35, this is over 2 days. Yeah, so 81 plus 35 is what, like 116? 116 new people went ahead and clicked that. If we now put $100 in each one of them, we're talking about a platform that's going to move very, very big or very, very large. So that's how the platform builds. So when we're talking about these numbers and how do we go ahead and reach these numbers, well, you can see that we have a very clear path to it. Meaning every business that we bring on, every member that we bring on that wants to then move to business, which why wouldn't you, is now having an expanded audience that is then going to actively look to support your business, but regularly consider your business with me and our team constantly recommending and suggesting that, not like, hey, go ahead and buy a donut from Vinny. No, hey, why don't you meet him? Let's have Vinny on today, bop, 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 bop. Which means we are effectively growing our own economy and growing it because our people support each other and because we're giving everyone ownership of everything. Because in January 2023, where every transaction is only in Rhino coin, we have to then project what's the value of the coin at that point, right? That's where this green line is. We project the value of that coin at that moment to be 64 cents. Now people are going to say, Ant, that was $2. Yeah, it was. When this number was 400 or 460, let's see, right? 460, I think. Yeah, $2.04, which means we have to get to that number for that number to be off topic. We can copy of last night's discussion. Yeah, and last night's webinar is always available to you. So let's do that real quick. So if you go to Rhino Vlog, you will find all of our meetings. Where is it? That's annoying. So, okay, so I have to take note of that. It should be there. But that's why we have these, because that vlog should be up, because that's an RSS feed that's coming directly from YouTube. So let's see, if I was YouTube, where would I be? Am I in here? No. Am I over here? No. Here we go. Okay. So what's my channel? Oh, why is that so long? Like, give me a break. Okay. All right, so Ant, I'm putting it in the chat for everyone. This is our YouTube channel. Every meeting we do gets updated right here for you. This should be being pulled over as an RSS feed to Rhino Vlog. Obviously it didn't, so that's just a technical thing that will get sorted out. What was I saying? Okay, anyway, so the coin. So now, what we could very clearly say, thanks, man, like my autograph copy, you're good, man, you'll be, oh, amazing. Yeah, we'll start giving NFTs of that stuff, right? So this is 257. So as you can see with the Facebook ads, the Twitter ads, and our growing affiliate system, plus our emails, this number is not difficult to get larger. In fact, if I wanted to, I can make that number 1,000 tomorrow. But if it was 1,000 tomorrow, I'd have a serious problem because we still need to build out the team. Yeah, we brought on a new member that can make the most amazing websites anywhere. You know what new member I want to bring on? Somebody that can do all business talk. Someone that can work with that website person and say, okay, I can get on the phone with any single person, all of our members, here's my calendar, book a call with me, let's get on the phone, this is what your business does, okay, let's go ahead and streamline it to this. Does that make sense? Great. I'm going to go ahead and move you over to website design, boom. If I'm able to do that for everyone, so Robert Gardner, I see that you keep raising your hand. I would like if you could actually go ahead and write your message in here. Because when I say allowed to talk, I think that's going to make your thing live, and I think that's going to allow you to speak, which I'm not against, but I don't really know what you're going to say. And in protecting our total, our call, I don't want somebody to say something crazy, right? So if you could go ahead and type in the chat exactly what you'd like to ask, it's public, everyone can read it. It's not like I'm running from it. I just want to make sure that, and you know what, because I have PTSD. I did that before, and then all of a sudden a whole bunch of people started yelling bad stuff and saying things, and I just don't ever want to do it again. So if you actually have something to say, please put it in the chat function, and I'll get to you, like I'm right here. Gotta run. Brian, see you later. Right? Ant remembers that. It was like a fiesta. It was like the most obscene thing. So anyway, so what's stopping us from getting this to 1,000 overnight, right? In bringing those new team members in. And obviously streamlining the platform even more. You got to understand something. Once this gets absolutely streamlined, then we could scale it from kingdom come, from here to kingdom come, which means at that point, and you could see the project. Robert, I'm just going to kick you out of the chat because if you raise your hand one more time and you're like oblivious to typing in the thing, then I think you're like a fake person. And if you're a fake person, I'll never let you in again. So you really need to figure out what you're about to do next. All right. So that then comes down to what's the projections? Oh, Anthony, when you made out the certificate, my last name has been misspelled. It's Gardner, not Gardner. How do we get this corrected? I applied to Abigail Rhino. Oh, Robert. I'm like, I know the name. I'll have it corrected tomorrow. Actually, not tomorrow, Friday. So actually, you know what's cool? Let's use that as an example. So Robert owns some Rhino coin. So also what we added to the website is a public ledger of everyone that owns the coin. Now it's only people's first names, which means the people that own it know how much they own and can find themselves, right? But it's in a level of constantly being fully transparent. These are all the owners of coin. And since Robert mentioned his name, that's likely him, right? But this is everyone that owns coin. So it's this sheet constantly and constantly will become updated every single day. Look, even my fiance owns some coin. So how cool. So obviously every month, each one of these owns a 50 more coin because they're all part of the platform, 50 more, 50 more, 50 more. But every day there's going to be new members and new people that buy coin. So just to give you a level of how transparent, like we all own this together. This is not just me. So anyway, let me get back to like this last point because I'm like blabbing and going in circles. Once we have the platform fully streamlined, which we have projected, so it's not like I'm saying, oh, just wait, it's going to happen. No, I'm going to make sure that I hit my numbers every single week, which means by me saying once we have the platform streamlined, that means like by Monday, right? Where we go ahead and fix the blog thing we just spoke of, where now I have the new idea that I want to make the Rhino University front and center. But how many other things do we have, right? Like Rhino Wealth is by far, people make so much money. View Rhino personal portfolio. Look at this date, October 25th. It's now November 24th. 50%, 36%, 30%, 40%, 42%, 58%, minus 41, that was bad, 40%. Out of 8 trades, 7 of them were over 30%. And look at the hold times. This was 6 days, this was 1 day, this was 2 days, this was 1 day, this is 1 day, this is 1 day, obviously. We're really, really good at what we do. And we're doing our best to offer so many different things to everyone. Because again, we're bringing everyone in for free. And yes, we're building your business. But we don't want to be a platform where it's like a stuffy, oh, I built my business where everyone's on it. That's like, okay, I'm here to buy something from someone else. No, we want so much stuff to be offered. So what if, where's all my stuff? Where do I have all of my things, right? Oh, okay. So Wealth University, traffic is we're actually going to make your business your own mobile business app for free too, which is really freaking cool. Partners, Rhino Live is what we're on now. Coin Marketplace, Rhino apps coming soon. Where's my, hold on a sec, because I'm looking for something. I think I have a Rhino app actually. Okay. So we're gonna have Rhino Health this spring, Rhino Music this spring, Rhino Dating this summer, which I'm like super excited about. Politics in the fall because it's midterms and people should have a political opinion at the very least. And events by the winter, where we're going to run an event every year, inviting everyone to Rhino. We're gonna cover all the costs, and it's just gonna be a really, really great time. So we want to build out the community where everyone is, hey, yeah, I'm with Rhino, duh, why wouldn't I? It's like the most pleasant place. I make a ton of money and I own the platform. So I want to walk you through the coin one last time because I keep going off it because I keep wanting to share the entire platform with everyone. So let's say we hit our numbers. Actually, let's just say we don't hit our numbers. Let's say we don't bring in another member for the rest of the week. And we just stay at the projections here. The coin right now, Rhino coin to purchase, is 0.015, 1.5 cents. In 112 weeks, it'll be 41,000. Okay, cool, but that number changes too much, right? Well, in January 2023, it'll be 64 cents. So you would have made what, like 30 times on your money? Yeah, well, and that's like January 2023, and that's when it becomes a free floating thing, right? That's when it becomes the exclusive means of transaction on the page, on the platform. So I don't really want to wait that long. Like, what's it going to be worth over the next year, Ant? Because honestly, if it's not a free floating coin, well, how do I know what it's worth? Where can I buy and sell it? Good question. It's a managed market. The market is managed and guaranteed by Rhino. That market is 2 cents in January, 3 cents in February, 4 cents in March. It'll go up 1 cent per month until January 2023, in which case it becomes a free floating coin. So let's see how that works, right? So let's X out of this. And let's say, okay, Ant, I do want to purchase some coin. I'd like to have some coin because I do believe in you. I believe in what you're doing. It's very clear. I could see it right in front of me. The numbers are tremendous. If I could buy something at a penny and sell it at 64,000 in 2 years from now at the low end, I did pretty good, right? Yeah, well, duh. So I want to own some coin. Okay, so let's get the Rhino coin. Oh, before I do this, I want to show you how you could sell coins, so you can at least know that you could sell it anytime you want. I'm ready to sell. Okay, cool. So this is my name. This is my email. This is my last name. All right, I want to sell it. And again, it's a managed market. You see the prices. I want to sell it in November at 12 cents. Okay. Let's see, I have 100,000 coin. I do want to keep some. I want to sell 75,000 of it. Okay. I'm requesting to sell Rhino coin. I'm not a robot. Did I really miss the guy? I got the crosswalk wrong? Okay. And by submitting this request, I understand blah, 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 blah. And I don't mean like the terms and conditions are here. I wrote them. They're all in Anthony speak. They're very clear. As you can see, I speak very clearly. Submit. Great. Where that form goes, it goes to my email again. I have a special section for this, meaning in November, we're going to sell your coin in the marketplace that we're guaranteeing, which means in November, do you know what our numbers are going to look like? Much bigger than they are now, which means all the new people that are coming on the platform, or even the existing ones in November are going to say, yeah, 11 cents, I'll buy this all day because I can see it's definitely going to be worth at least $1 in January alone. It's those people that you'll be selling your coin to. And they're going to be very happy to buy it. And I stand as the buyer of last resort. I'll buy your coin nonstop. You know why? Because I know the numbers. I know where we're going. I'm going to own my coin. I'm going to own my coin for life. So if you want to sell me your coin at 7 cents, 11 cents, I will thank you. So let's get the Rhino coin. Okay, cool. Everyone in the chat, I'm going to copy and paste this because I'm going to make you an offer. So please, everyone, pull this up. I'll give you a second. I'm going to have a sip of water. Pull this up, please. Okay. You'll see that the price over the next year, again, January, 2 cents, February, 3 cents, March, 4 cents. Okay. You can buy in $100 blocks. That $100, how much coin does it give you? Well, it's $100 divided by the value of the coin. Right now, the coin is 1.5 cents until it turns to 2 cents in January, until it turns to 3 cents in February, which means in January, you will never, ever get 1.5 cents ever again. That is gone for your lifetime. Poof. Which also means that if you want to sell at 100% gain, you can buy coin at 1.5 cents right now and put an order in to sell in February at 3 cents. Not a bad idea. Well, not a difficult way to make 100%, but really quite a terrible idea because, well, A, you could do it at all these prices, which are higher. But if you want to sell Rhino coin back to me at 3 cents, like, thank you. Anyway, so you'll do the calculation. Okay, I have $100. Well, I wouldn't buy that. Let's say I want to buy 1,000 worth, right? I want to buy $1,000 worth of Rhino coin. All right. So 1,000 is 10 100s. So I want to buy a quantity of 10 of $100 blocks. All right, purchase. Now, this says 11 for me because I bought one last night. So 10. 10 quantity times 100 equals 1,000. What you'll find is SSL, secure shopping. This is the most secure way to encrypt any type of transaction. If you do not say this on someone's website, don't buy, right? So let's go checkout. What you'll find in the checkout is your information, right? Like what's your email, what's your name, what's your address. You don't need to know my address. This is my city. This is my state. This is my zip code. This is my phone number, most of it anyway. Continue. No, Justin, you're good, brother, man. I'll see you later. And happy Thanksgiving. Delivery method, free shipping, because upon completing this, you're going to get an invoice and a confirmation of this purchase. Also, by the end of the month, at the end of every month, we send out certificates that are completely Rhino certified. Actually, let's just show them to you, right? And that's what Robert was speaking about before. that we do have the certificate. His had the wrong last name on it, which we're going to fix because we love Robert. Where is my, well, not that we have to love him to do it, but you could tell we love him because we got like quasi frustrated and he knows us well enough to be like, okay, cool, like I get it. All right, so this is the certificate. Signed by me, what your purchase price is, and then how many coin that gives you, right? Cool. So that's going to be in your delivery, continue. And then your payment information, continue, and you're all done. It's 9:20, wow, I really went long. So it's funny because as I was driving here, I was thinking to myself, like, we have Black Friday, and everyone does these deals and Cyber Monday. And why would I ever, I never want to do a deal, right? I just don't want to. But then I kind of got like caught up in the, like the pageantry of it, like the spirit of it. But I also don't like being so predictable, right? Like, oh, let's go check Rhino Friday because they have a deal like everyone else. We don't. But we did just hire someone today or yesterday. And I am actively looking for that business person. I am going to be hiring someone else. Now, what this coin does is this coin actually funds the platform, right? So when you purchase the coin comes to the platform, the money then goes to building the platform out. So the members, the businesses, et cetera, everything I just shared with you, because we don't charge anyone on our platform because we don't want to take money from our 99%. We want to take the money from the 1%. So by allowing everyone on the platform and growing everyone's business, the investment we're making into everyone is that the platform grows and then supports the price of the coin, which means we're also giving everyone the opportunity to build their own wealth. Because by allowing you to purchase the coin, which funds the platform, which allows you to grow on the platform, and your growth then supports the future value of the coin, that's what working together is. That's the premise of this whole platform, that business and non-business are actual partners, that we can do this together. So on that note, I want to say for tonight only, I'm not doing this Friday. I'm just going to tell them like, you snooze, you lose. I will go ahead and match anything you do. Which means if you purchase 1,000 coin, $1,000 worth, you're going to have 66,667 Rhino coin. I'm going to put in the other 1,000 on your behalf, which means you're going to have 132,000, blah, 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 whatever that number is, 133,000. So right now, just for tonight, this is never going to happen again. And those that know me, when I say never, I'm not like those other people that are like, you better act now, and then tomorrow they say the same thing. No, I'm in the mood, I'm doing it now. Whatever you purchase, I will match. And what's even cool is that tomorrow, if need be, you can then go on the Rhino, let's go to it. You can then go on Rhino Coin. No, Robert, you're totally cool. Yeah, I kept getting raised, and I'm like, and I mean, the thing is, we have so many people on this right now, and I just don't know who everyone is all the time. And I see someone just keep raising their hand, and I'm saying, hey, listen, just type in the chat because I don't know what you're going to say. And then, well, whatever, right? You didn't realize you were doing it, and you know I love you, so we're good. All right, you'll then go ahead and see yourself on the ledger tomorrow. You're then going to have the invoice confirmation in your email tonight. You're going to have the certificate by the end of the month. Pretty cool. So I'm going to leave it there. Everyone go ahead and get in. Again, I'm going to match. This is only tonight. This will never happen again. If you want to go ahead and be a part of Rhino Coin, get in. And I will match everything tonight and only tonight. Because this does go on replay. So I'm talking to the people on replay now. Right now is November 24th. If you are purchasing this coin November 24th, I am going to match it. You're going to have a certified certificate confirming it, and you're going to be on the public ledger for all to see. If you're buying this and it's November 25th or later, I don't even want to have this argument. So that's that. Everyone, super duper duper love you. One of our members, I'm not going to say her name, but I only did 27 minutes last night, and she sent me a scathing email. I wake up early for this. You better, whoever told you to only do it for a half hour, I hope they lose their eyeballs. And I'm not actually sure that's the exact words, but it was really close to that. So I see her on, and I hope you enjoyed this. Is that her? No, Ardit, there's a real person. That's not her. But I let it out, her. But she's on it, and I hope she really enjoyed. Anyway, love you guys. I will see everyone tomorrow. And actually, along the lines of constantly improving and streamlining, I just spent an hour and 25 minutes going really in circles. There was so much great stuff that I don't think I properly got the messaging out to anyone, because I'm, okay, and then this, and then this, and then this. I need to do better. And this weekend, I'm going to spend the time, and I need to write stuff down. See, I just did it again. I have to actually maybe kind of, not script, but structure a presentation. So structure, presentation. Robert's certificates, gotta do that. The vlog needs to be fixed. And, Rhino University, front and center. And the affiliate program. I'm a little confused, so I need to get a little bit of color for myself so that I could offer it to you. Everyone should always take notes of things that they need to fix. So we have to buy that. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Letty. I was using 1,000 as an example. Buy whatever you want. Whatever you buy, I'm going to match. You can buy 1,000,000. You can buy 100. So I'll match anything tonight. I'm happy I stuck around to answer that question. I just use 1,000 as a bit of an anchor, because I don't want to always say 100 and then someone feels, oh, okay, yeah, I guess I'll do 100. And, I don't want to do a large number. I'll do 100 because he said it, right? Numbers have an effect of anchoring people. So I'm finding that because I say 100 often, everyone constantly buys only 100. And I think that's a great disservice that I'm doing to people by anchoring them at such a low number. So I'm simply saying 1,000 so that you can have a bit more of a fair assessment. Like 1,000, oh, I could do that. No, not 1,000, I'll do a little lower. Oh, 1,000, I could do like 2 or 3 of them, right? Oh yeah, no, Tanya, you're good. Anyone today, let's say, so November 24th. The price is 1.5 cents. So 0.015. And I want to answer that in a certain way. I don't want people to believe that price changes. From now till January, the price of Rhino coin is a fixed price, 0.015. Now, of course, since I'm matching it for you, it's effectively 0.0075, but let's not really confuse anyone. The price of coin is 0.015, and I'm just going to simply match whatever you put in. So I hope that clears it. So you guys have fun, get as much as you can. I'm matching it, super cool. We're all going to be millionaires together. The difference in who has how many millions is today. And I don't mean to say that like pressure, like a cute little sentence. I know where this is going. I know that there's not an ounce of me that's not going to succeed in what we're doing. Like when you go ahead and put out projections to the entire globe on a weekly basis that are calculated in real time and are calculated against the next thing, you have to hit your numbers. You cannot not hit your numbers. So I'm thanking you for holding me to account, but I can promise you 2 years from now, everyone's going to say the same sentence. Oh my God, if I could have bought more at 1.5 cents, if I could have bought more at 2 cents, if I could have bought more at 3 cents, no matter how much you own, because you're going to see the success of it. And I'm going to say to you, well, we don't have a time machine, but if you did, what would you do? You would say, Anthony, if I had a time machine, I'd go back in time and buy as much as I could that day. Well, I want to tell you something. Because I know what that looks like, and because I know you're going to say that, because I know we're going to have that conversation, this is the time machine. You're living in it right now. So I hope that makes sense to you, and I hope you do the right thing for you, right? Like, I love owning coins, so I'm going to own all of them. Anyway, let me go. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I'm grateful for you, and I thank you, because together we're going to be able to do this. I can't do it without you. And I'm thankful to you. So love you. Happy Thanksgiving. See everyone Friday. Bye.